Officer Judd of the Hawthorne Police was involved in a very minor motorcycle accident this afternoon. Injury to his knee, probably a bruise at most. He's always got a good attitude and he always treats me well. So Officer Judd, I hope you're feeling better. And I'm sorry that some of your coworkers had to bring disrespect into this story. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to back up because we're gonna put the tape out. Where are you gonna put it? Back here. You just gotta back up back here. You can tape wherever you want. You gotta be behind the tape.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Hi,
how are you? Okay, thank you. Who's the officer?
You know who he is.
I can't see him.
I just gotta be behind the line.
No problem. I can't see him. Or
you'll get the press release later, buddy. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How you been, man?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good.
Who's that? Is that Judd?
Can you do me a favor? It's real private, a private thing. I've been real cool with you over the years.
Yeah.
If you can just, you know, be cool on this one, I appreciate it.
You mean like don't record it? Is that
well, no, I mean whatever you want to do, you can do what you want, but you know, just be
okay.
Just be cool. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna be disrespectful.
No, I get it. I just try to keep the privacy of the officer, make sure that he's okay first and foremost. And all that.
But that's, I mean,
I'm just
I'm
just coming over talking to you, making sure that everything's good with you. All right?
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. All right.
Does he have broken bones or what is he?
Oh, I don't know any of that. I'm not a doctor, but I just was coming over to make sure that you know we've been good over the years, and I just want to make sure that we do right by the officer.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm certainly not here to disrespect an officer.
Sounds good, Daniel. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay, that was Sergeant Sanchez.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna do what you want, but on this one, I kind of would appreciate if you could having the respect to just not recording this. That'd be nice.
No, you know what, Sergeant Sanchez, no disrespect intended, but to me this is news. I'm not going to turn off my camera.
All right.
I mean, look, but look, I can't even see him. There's like five guys between me and him.
I just thought I'd try and talk with you. That's all. See if that would work, but it doesn't. So that's cool. No big deal.
Don't take it that way. I'm not being disrespectful at all.
I'm moving it back a little more, Danny.
A videotape from like maybe the next block where I can't see. Is that what you're saying? You're being disrespectful to me instead of being able to just be focused on concern for the officer, pushing me back over here. What do we have? 50 people in the intersection? How many people are out there? What are all these people out here? We have a First Amendment free press, and I think that takes priority over all the other bullshit that's going on over here. You know, I have always been pretty good with Sergeant Sanchez. You know, ever since he wrote a retaliatory ticket to my grandfather in front of my house one day, him and I have gotten along really well ever since then. On that particular day, he told my grandfather that he was citing him because I was recording the incident. Didn't think I remembered that, did you, Sergeant Sanchez? Other than that, it's been completely respectful, but you guys have never done me a single favor. Never. Unless you want to talk about locking me in jail for 4 days at a time, getting me fired, causing me to lose my home. What one favor have you guys ever done for me other than try to fuck my life up? Try to put me in prison even though I never did anything but take a fucking picture. How's that for respectful while your fellow officers laying on the fucking ground? Fuck you. Next time, Sergeant Sanchez, By all indications, the officer's perfectly fine anyways, but police have to put on a circus show anytime one of them breaks a fingernail because, you know, their lives are so important. In the meantime, he's got great workers' comp insurance and he's gonna have a nice vacation. I'm not sure if police either underestimate the damage that either they or the people they work with have done to innocent people's lives, or if they just don't care. A cop could just say one little thing and unknowingly bring back all the shitty feelings and all the shitty memories and all the things that his co-workers have done to an individual. And it's not easy to separate. It doesn't matter which one of them did it because ultimately none of them take the blame. Be it the arresting officer, the lieutenant, the captain, the chief, none of them ever take the blame. None of them are ever sorry. I've actually had a couple, after lawsuits and years have gone by and basically forgetting all about it, there's been a couple occasions, I think, where these supervisors have admitted they were wrong, but they never said they were sorry, and they never admitted that they did it on purpose. It was intentional. The whole time it was intentional. If they were ever sorry about anything, and I'm not even sure they're sorry about that, it's that they didn't get away with it. Because had they gotten away with it, they would have done it to me again and again and again until I learned my place to keep my mouth shut and to do what I'm told and to never ask questions or speak up or complain or try to tell or try to challenge their authority. But anyways, this is the closest thing I've got to a roast on Officer Judd. He's a pretty good guy to talk to. He's funny, he's entertaining, and he can lighten the spirits and probably help you forget about all the shitty things that maybe some other officers have done to you. Enjoy the video. Okay, the officer just said warn and advise. Apparently this young lady decided to turn off from the checkpoint. Here's just some of the ladies who have been robbed of their vehicles. So Lieutenant Getz can mentally masturbate. People are trying to catch the bus after having their car taken away from them.
Oh, you're here to pick up a car? Oh, yes. You have a license?
Officer Judd!
What's up, man?
How are you guys pulling people over for making a right turn into the parking lot?
Because she didn't turn from the right lane.
Okay.
You gotta turn from the right lane.
Fair enough. Look at this person backing up. Oh my goodness. Okay. These people have been set up. Okay, I'm going to explain the scam that's going on with this DUI checkpoint here in the city of Hawthorne. What they've done is they have this sign here. It says DUI checkpoint ahead, but it also has an arrow pointing to the right. A checkpoint cannot be ahead and to the right at the same time. So what happens, these motorists panic. They see checkpoint ahead. So as they approach this intersection in a state of panic, they either make an illegal left turn or illegal right turn, anything to avoid going straight. But going straight is their only safe option. So once they get up here to the intersection, they make a right turn thinking they're going to avoid the checkpoint, and then they realize, oh no, They just turned right into the checkpoint. And there's no way out. Well, there is one way out. They can turn into this little shopping plaza parking lot.
So if you go back on the Contour website now, you can see they're back up and running.
Yeah, that's what Dan used.
Yeah, they're selling all their stuff. All the links work again. They're great cameras. The definition on these cameras is amazing.
I use the GoPro.
What's that?
I use the GoPro.
GoPro is good. I like it. It wouldn't.
It might look silly on your helmet.
It wouldn't fit as nice on here, and I have to reach up here. You know.
Oh, right.
I hate to change the subject. Lieutenant Getz called me a pervert.
Well, come on, man. I've seen your videos. You do a lot of close-up on female parts.
I know, that's what I was getting at. So that's your impression too, that I'm a pervert? Because I mean, if you watch Channel 2, to any TV show, no matter, any TV show.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? The
difference between Channel 2 and what you do is like the difference between network and cable. You don't have a kid rating on yours. But this is like what they pull off on FX. Whereas Channel 2, they have to be a little bit more subtle about what they're describing.
I think
you gotta know. We've all seen your videos.
I know, but if they were rated, they would be rated G.
Nah.
A woman's got her clothes on.
But it's not videotaping them. It's the comments that you add. It's the
comments?
Commentary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets a little. It's not NC-17, but definitely PG-13-ish.
Okay.
I would say.
And I take it the police officers don't appreciate it.
Well, I don't think you've ever taken a close-up of my ass and said anything. So
obviously.
I know what you're doing out here, and I get it, and I respect it.
The people that are trying to avoid and making illegal maneuvers to get out, it appears the majority of them they're sober. Is that typically the case? These people,
it all depends.
Because I'm watching people backing up and doing all kinds of things to avoid the checkpoint, and as it turns out, they're licensed, and they really have no.
People have all sorts of motives.
Well,
sometimes it's because they don't feel like waiting.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because they've been drinking. Sometimes it's because they have a suspended or no license.
Yeah.
So if the person is licensed and hasn't been drinking, we don't nitpick on those little tiny violations. We just tell them, here's why you got pulled over, but we're not going to give you a ticket tonight.
So,
it's education, not necessarily through ticket enforcement, but we are educating them about safety and the unsafe violation.
You certainly have all the right answers, Officer Judd, don't you? All right.
Well, I'd be foolish to come up to you and make conversation if I didn't know what I was talking about, right?
Okay. All right, Officer Judd, you have a good night. I know I said that like 5 times, but I think this is it. I'll see you later.
All right.
Usually when the police are involved in an accident, it is their fault. There's a reason for that. When you and I drive, we are not police officers. When we see a police car, we immediately tense up and we're on our best behavior. One thing we don't do is we don't crash into police cars. And now there's Sergeant Sanchez taking pictures of the crashed motorcycle after he asked me not to. On the other hand, police are sloppy drivers. You know why? Because all of us tense up and are on our best behavior, so they could be as sloppy as they want and we won't hit them, and we'll do whatever it takes to avoid letting them hit us. So police end up becoming lazy drivers because they don't have to worry about somebody ever pulling in front of them, because we don't pull in front of police officers. There's a Hawthorne police officer that I can truly say has never disrespected me, never given me a false citation, never illegally searched me, and never did anything to me against my will when I told him the answer was no. When he did pull me over one time, he had a reasonable excuse for it. He wanted to search. I told him no, and he went on his way. There goes Lieutenant Getz. I see Lieutenant Kamatani over there. If you're at fault in an accident and you hit the police, count on them trying to say that it's attempted murder or somehow an attack. I don't see them questioning the other drivers at all. It doesn't appear that they're even paying any attention to them. So that kind of, in my opinion, that kind of shows that they're not really suspected of anything. See how I'm taped off 2 times? All I have to do is ride around to the other side, that opposite street, the opposite sidewalk, and there'll be no tape, you know? As soon as I show up, they start taping me blocks away. Everyone else is free to observe though. Are you guys gonna take this tape down too? Are you guys taking this tape down?
Not yet.
But every other part of the neighborhood is completely untaped.
Yeah, we're opening up eastbound right now.
But you see what I'm saying? Instead of me having to go all the way around the long way, fucking assholes. I've had serious motorcycle accidents, many of them. You know, never enough where anyone really had, maybe my girlfriend came and visited me in the hospital. My family never had to take off work or come to the scene. I think I busted my spleen one time. I busted a collarbone one time. But one thing I can tell you is I've never ever had a street bike accident where my motorcycle was just laying on its side without breaking into pieces. What I mean by that is I have had my bike fall over. I've had my motorcycles have fallen down many times. When they fall down like that, you just pick them back up and put them back on the kickstand. And then you take a look, you know, maybe you broke a mirror, but never ever have I had my bike fall over and just left it laying like that. Usually, you know, you pick them up immediately because that's just what you do. It's like if you drop your kid, you know, you pick them up. You don't just leave them in the street forever, acting like it's a terrible tragedy. Just based on the appearance of the motorcycle, I'm gonna say the officer who was delicately placed on the stretcher and all that time, you know, and probably the whole Hawthorne Police Department and Gardena Police Department's all visiting him at the hospital. I'm gonna say he doesn't have any injury at all. He'll be released today.